The searchers are really all over the map on this. Yesterday I got a real sense of what this is like, what they're up against. I flew with one of the leaders of the Nevada Civil Air Patrol. Let me show you what we did. We're right here in the middle of this screen here. That's where the airplane is. That's the Minden Airport. That's Lake Tahoe up there, Lake Tahoe there. That's Reno there. We went in an area that is a huge swath right in this area south of here. Of course, Steve Fossett left from a private flying ranch not too far from this location here. They were searching around this lake yesterday as well. What I saw as I flew with the Civil Air Patrol really gave me an eyeful. Major Cynthia Ryan of the Nevada Civil Air Patrol was my guide. We took off from Minden Airport and made our way to the search zone. And it is incredibly rugged territory, riddled with steep mountains and narrow canyons.
It's a cliche, but needle in a haystack applies.
This is the biggest haystack you'll ever see, and airplane wreckage, typically you're looking at maybe 20 to 30 meters a crash site, depending on how small the pieces are. You could very easily dismiss it, or as just mining junk out in the desert. Who knows what?
Abandoned cars, refrigerators, old sofas, all of them red herrings for searchers.
Nevada's just a big junkyard.
And it is just plain big. 30 aircraft are now deployed searching from Lake Tahoe in the north to Bishop, California in the south, an area of more than 10,000 square miles, about the size of Vermont. They remain focused on the rough terrain south of the secluded Flying M Ranch, where Steve Fossett's flight began. Major Ryan gave us the basics on how they hunt for a downed plane.
His job is to look out that window. My job is to look out this window.
Right.
And you can only truly see what amounts to the size of your fist as it goes by.
Right.
So you work your eyes along as we go by.
A fist at a time, in other words.
A fist at a time. And you have to let your eyes actually stop moving so that they have time to focus and register what you're actually seeing.
It gets tiring, I bet.
After 4 hours of this, you're beat.
The military is also deploying some high-tech tools designed to find a lost person or aircraft. A spy satellite even provided a possible tip, but so far, no pay dirt.
What do we know about his chances? He's in the desert.
You know,
what kind of equipment did he have? What kind of supplies?
He apparently didn't have any emergency supplies with him, unless we don't know about a power bar in his pocket. But his chances, if he wasn't severely injured, are quite good. We really do think that we can find him alive, unless he, there's something really unfortunate happen.
I guess the most ominous thing is there's been no emergency beacon.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, you've got that right.
The searchers say they have in the past found pilots who've been down for as long as 2 weeks after the incident. Of course, the key in all this, Melissa, is Steve Fossett survived getting down to the ground. Is he able to, and is he near water? That is the key going into day 5. Melissa?
I want to ask you about the area itself. Of course, rugged on the ground, but we've also learned as well it's really notorious for the high winds. You were flying there yourself. What is that like when you compare it to other areas where you can fly?
Well, yesterday was a docile day by standards out here, and we really did get bounced around. The photographer who I was with had a real tough time dealing with it, and he's nodding his head now. We did a steep turn, and he had to take a little breather. I'll just put it mildly at that point. But what I'm saying is, yesterday was as good as it gets, and it was still rather turbulent.
I also want to ask you about the search itself. We learned in your story that it's very exhausting and really difficult for the eyes. The young lady said it's about 4 hours and you're beat. So considering that, how many teams do they have rotating so that they are really on top of their game when they're conducting the search?
Well, there are a total of 4 Civil Air Patrol aircraft flying out of here. Each of them is staffed with 3 people, 3 members of the CAP in them, pilot and 2 observers. And they're rotating them in and out. They fly the 4-hour mission and they rest. So, hopefully they can keep focused. It's got to be very difficult with the turbulence and the ruggedness of the terrain and the pressure to try to find something to stay focused on the task, but that's their job.